Hello, this is Reading Rails and I'm Mike Verada Stone, and today we're going to continue down the path of looking into resources and how routing works with resources. So we looked at regular resources and singular resource method, and I'd like to now see how these get, post methods and whatnot actually create the routes and maybe figure out what really makes those tick. So I think we'll just go from there and just look for those methods and see what they do. So I'll just look for def get. So we have HTTP helpers here. This appears to be the core of what's happening. So we see get, post, patch, put, delete. These are all familiar HTTP verbs, so that when you say get bacon, that's going to be a get action, the HTTP get against bacon nested wherever we are in some resource or something. And it looks like they all use this map method and so it takes the method, so that's going to be the HTTP verb that's happening, so either put, get, patch, etc. And then it takes some arguments and a block. So looks like those arguments are the arguments passed into the various verb methods, and then of course the block. So it's going to extract the options out of that, which I believe just takes the last argument as a hash to be the options hash. And then it looks for, okay, so it sets options via to be the method. So it's going to be, for example, via put or whatnot. Cool. And then it just calls match args options block. Okay. And then return self. All right, so then that tells me that match is where all the work really gets done. So let's just take a look at that. All right, so there's 4 of 4. So let's just see where match is. No. Okay, that's probably an empty, generic class that that does nothing. Yeah, base. Okay, so then this is going to be where it really happens. Okay. Yeah. So I think we went over some of this last time. So, all right, I'll go back to where we were. Okay, so def match. So match path, and then it's going to be the controller action or to the controller action. You can have the via that we saw in the verb methods. Okay, so path and rest. All right, so let's just go back to get real quick. I want to see what that path is. Okay, so get and then args. Okay, so the method is dropped. So this first one, which is the delete, put, get, etc., that gets dropped, and then whatever else was passed in is used. Okay, that's going to be the arguments. Those just get passed directly along with the options. All right. So that could be something like bacon, I think, in that method case. Okay, well, let's just go back to match. See if we can see what else is going on. All right, so so it would be like, get bacon would be match bacon via get. Okay. So if rest is empty, meaning there's only one argument, and hash path is a hash, then it'll follow this. Otherwise, it's going to get the options hash from rest, or an empty hash if there's nothing at the end there. and paths equals path plus rest. Okay. Okay, so that's just prepending path into the paths. So as you can see here, there's path, other path, and those will probably get joined at some point. Okay. Options anchor equals true. I don't really know what anchor means. Well, let's look back in this if rest.empty. So that's going to be in the case of this being a hash, like this first example. So path and 2 are going to be options.find name value. Name is a string. All right, which appears to be this case right here. Huh. Okay, so I guess that the name. All right, yeah. So the name is the key here, which is going to be in this case path, like our bacon, for example. And then the 2 would be the controller action sort of thing. All right. Kind of like this 2 here would be the controller action. All right. So case 2, when it's a symbol, then options action is 2. So if it were 2 and then colon action, then that would be treated as the action. When it's a string, it's gonna look for a hash. So if it has a hash in it, then options 2 is 2. Okay. So then that would be like kind of converting this into this style. Otherwise, options controller is 2. So that appears to be if there's no action specified, like if you just had your controller here without the hash action, it's probably expecting the action to be a separate argument. At least that's what I would guess from that. So you would have, you know, path goes to controller, and then comma action is, you know, bacon, whatever your action is. Options delete path, so it's essentially removing that that path from the options since it just retrieved it. Okay, then the paths is going to be, you know, just that path. All right. So in that case, you know, there's no common delimited list of paths. It's just a single path. Okay. Okay. Wow. A little bit more work. So still don't know what this anchor is. Must be used somewhere in some other method being used. Ooh, decomposed match, maybe in there. Okay, well, if options on and valid on options include options on, argument error unless unknown scope, you know, on given to on. All right, I want to see what valid on options are. New collection member. Canonical actions holds all actions that does not need a prefix or a path appended since they fit properly in their scope level. Okay. Okay, so unknown scope. So, okay. I see. So that's on collection on member. So the member routes again are going to be like your controller slash the ID slash the member, whereas collection would be the controller slash and then, you know, your action. And new, I guess, is a special action for creating a new record. Okay. Don't really know why that's special, but okay, cool. Maybe because it matches another route, but is it put or is it post? I never remember. I always have to look that up. Okay, so if scope controller and scope action, options 2 or equals, then scope controller hash scope action. So if you have some surrounding controller action scope, then it's going to set the 2 to be that unless it's already set. So okay, so you can override it from whatever that scope is. I suppose that's some kind of like nesting going on, like maybe with I'm not quite sure what, maybe with a namespace option, or maybe resources itself, I guess. Yeah, because resources would then contain the controller, but they won't contain the action, so I don't quite know why the action is there. So then the paths are going to be iterated on. I wonder why this is underscore path. Is that because there is a, is that because of this argument is the path already? So it doesn't want to clash with that? But at this point, it doesn't appear like path is used, so I don't know if that would be a bug, really. If path was used here, maybe there's the potential for it being a bug. I really am curious why that underscore is there. I probably would have happily just coded that with path, not even realizing that I'm overriding a path argument. So I really wonder if that would open up some kind of weird bug. I suppose if path is manipulated, it might pose a bug, because then whatever path was passed into this method is going to be then changed. So that's going to be a side effect that's probably unexpected. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on there.